Today, I want to share with you about how to see things differently, how to focus on the positive. I've been practicing this lately, and although I'm not an expert and I've been dropping the ball a lot, I have seen an improvement in the way I see things. Before I tried this technique and after I tried this technique, I have found that I am seeing things in a more positive light. Hi, I'm Scott. I'm the founder of penandjournal.com. I help people use journaling to improve their focus, improve their productivity, and their mindfulness. And today, I want to talk about how you can improve your focus to see the more positive things. I've been doing some research lately, and I found that the way we focus on things and the way we see things changes our trajectory. We have really two choices. We can see things as a positive, or we can see things as a negative. If you see things as a positive, it's clear. Your trajectory for your day, for your project, is going to be positive. If it's negative, it's negative. Also, at the end of this video, I have 4 journaling prompts that are actually pretty tough journaling prompts. They were hard for me. I've been working with them all week, and they're kicking my butt. But at the same time, I think it's worth you working through these with me. We can work through them together. You can let me know how it's going. So to help define this concept of focusing on the positive, I've got a couple of examples. The first example is when you share an idea. You share an idea with a friend or a spouse or someone close, boyfriend, girlfriend, and they start poking holes in it. And suddenly you become a little defensive that they're poking holes in your idea. At that point, you've got a choice. You can look at it as a positive thing, that they're giving you advice, or they're trying to help you out, or they're trying to make your idea an epic idea. Or you can look at it as a negative thing, is that they don't like your idea and they think that you're terrible or whatever. You make it personal. So those are really the two choices. You see, when you share an idea and people start poking holes in it, and they're not attacking you personally. And I think that that's the problem with mindfulness, is that we don't see ourselves as casual observers of our own ideas. We actually see ourselves as our ideas, and we begin to identify that we are the idea. And so when someone's poking a hole in it, they're poking holes in us. But that's actually not the truth. The truth is that your idea is separate than you. And if somebody has some advice or some criticism for your idea, they're not criticizing you. They're criticizing the idea that you have. And you can collaborate with them and actually make things even better. You can use that friction to make your idea even shinier, so to speak. The second example is when you have a task or you have some progress on a task and you share it with someone and they become critical of it. So not everyone is the best constructive criticism giver. Not everyone has, your best interest, so they just sometimes come off the wrong way and it becomes very critical, and then you have a choice. Again, same thing. You can choose to focus on the positive, very difficult to do when someone's criticizing your progress or criticizing your task, or you can focus on the negative, which is very easy to do. Everyone feels probably defensive that, you're working on a project, you're doing something, and someone criticizes it. I think oftentimes it's a communication problem, communication skills problem, but honestly, if you were to look at it in a positive way, they're just giving you advice. They're giving you their opinion, and it's advice. If you look at it as a negative way, you're acting as though they are criticizing you personally. And that is when you start to identify yourself with the progress or yourself with the task. And that's not right, because you are not the progress, you are not the task. You are actually separate from the progress or the task. On a side note, and a more serious note, is if someone is attacking you personally, if they're attacking your character or your dignity, that's a totally different thing. We're not talking about you showed them a task or you showed them progress and you're criticizing that. If they're attacking you personally, I recommend that you get some help. You call a coach, talk to your boss, call HR, heck, call your mom. Seriously, unless it is your mom. But if they're attacking you and your character, please get some help. Call your pastor, find someone to talk to about that, and you need to create some boundaries around you and separate yourself from that person a little bit. There's no excuse. No one should attack you personally or abuse you. Okay, so those were the 2 examples that I have, and before I move on to the 4 journaling prompts that are kicking my butt right now, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to connect with me. I have Instagram links in the description. I have the Facebook group link in the description. Also, if you could subscribe and like this video, I'd really appreciate it. I've been getting a lot of that lately, and I just enjoy the feedback. It makes me, I feel encouraged by it, and I feel like that I would like to share more of these ideas with you and actually do deeper research and share it with you. All right, 4 journaling prompts. The first one, I want you to write down a time when you have associated yourself with an idea and it got criticized. What I mean by that is that you had an idea, somebody poked a hole in it, and you took it personally. Write that down. Just keep track of it. Journaling prompt number 2. I want you to write down a time when a criticism of an idea or task or your progress, you have taken that personally as a criticism of you. I do this all the time when I'm making progress on something and someone's like, it's the wrong color, or the font size is too big, or it doesn't do exactly what I want. I could become real defensive over it, software engineer, so I become defensive over it. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm doing exactly what the requirement said. So I write a lot of these. I write these things down and think, I am not my progress. I am not my software that I write. I'm actually different. I am me. Number 3. I want you to write down, I can separate my performance, task, or idea from me by this technique. And I want you to brainstorm out, how can you separate yourself from your task or your idea or the progress on your task? Take a minute, it's gonna take a while to figure that out, but go ahead and write down how you can separate yourself from your task and become more of a casual observer to the work that you're doing. And journaling prompt number 4. I want you to write down a trigger that will help remind you that when you are receiving criticism, whether it be constructive or poorly delivered criticism, or someone's poking holes in your idea, what is a trigger that you can remind yourself that that criticism is not of you personally? That criticism is actually of the idea, and it's of your progress, and it's of your task. It's not you that they're criticizing. I have done this quite a bit this week. Actually, I'm making some pretty good progress. So the last time I did get some criticism, somehow I was able to remember that trigger and was like, it was a keyword. And I was like, oh, that's it. That was a keyword that I'm becoming defensive. I know I'm becoming defensive, and I tried not to be defensive. It worked out pretty well. Okay, again, I'd like to connect with you. Links in the description to Facebook group, Instagram. There's a free journaling schedule down there if you need to get started journaling. Go ahead and download that. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. That's it for now.